Hi everyone, how's it going today? In this video, we are going to make a question. It is a yes/no question using verb have. Okay, we use yes/no question using have. We have to know how to put in the first words in the sentence. Like we have to put verb do or does first before subject, and then you put subject, then the verb. For example, do you come with your friend? And you can answer yes I do or no I don't. Okay, here I would like to explain the grammar first, then I will show about all the subjects, then which one do or does we use with the subject. Okay, so let's take a look to the document. Before I jump into these sentences, I would like to explain the grammar first. Remember this video about do or does and have question. So the grammar is this: do or does plus subject plus verb have plus object. For subject plus have question. Here there is a table, and you have to know about the differences all of these subjects. We use do for the subject I, you, we, they. We cannot use these subjects for does, so we have to use do in interrogative sentence. And on the right side we use does for the subject he, she, it. And he, she, it, we can't use do in interrogative sentence or in negative sentence. So here we have to remember how to use do or does with the subject we will use. Okay, let's jump to the sentences. Here there is a sentence: do you have a job? We use do for the subject you, we, they, and I. We use do. Do you have a job? And we can answer yes or no. And the answer for yes, yes. Look at the question. Do you have a job? So the question is asking you about your job. So you have to answer yes, I do. And if no, no, I don't. We also use do again in the answer section. Okay, next we are gonna use subject we. Do we have a book? And it's the same as the first sentence. You can answer yes or no. We just put the subject again, just match the subject in the question. As we know, the subject is we, so we use the subject yes we do or no we don't. Okay, next, do they have a house? You can answer yes they do or no they don't. We always use the subject again in the same as interrogative sentence before. They in the question, and we answer yes they do, no they don't. Okay, for the last, do I have a task? Do I have a task or do I have assignment? In this question, let's look. If we look, do I have assignment? Do I have a task? It means the question is asking for myself, right? With my friend in the front of me, and your friends answer yes you do, no you don't. So remember, for do in yes no question, we just use do for the subject you, we, they, and I. And remember again, for the interrogative sentence in yes no question, we have to put do or does in the front of the sentence, and then you put the subject after do. Look at the grammar on the top here. Do or does plus subject and plus have or verb 1, and then plus object here, a job. Next, here, does he have parents? Okay, here we use does for the subject he, she, and it, and also we use does in interrogative sentence in the front of the sentence, not after subject or after verb. We have to use in the front before the subject. And we can also answer yes blank does. We have to put again the subject in the answer section. So we just match the subject in the first. Here the subject is he, so we use the answer again. Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. And doesn't is a contraction for does not. Okay, next, does she have parents? It's the same. So for the answer yes, she does, and no, she doesn't. Does it have parents? Yes, it does, and no, it doesn't. Okay, that's our explanation about the grammar for do or does plus subject plus verb and plus object. Here I want you to join the practice in the next part, so I need your help to correct the sentence about this lesson. Okay, so let's move on for more practice. Okay, here I have explained about the grammar in the first part, so I think you understand a little bit about that. Here I need your help to fill in the blanks in the interrogative sentence and in the answer section. Here there are 5 sentences, and we'll begin from number 1. Okay, let's say blank, it have a food. In the answer, no, blah blah blah. Here let's look to the subject. Here the subject is it. As we know, for the subject it is the third singular person. So in this lesson we have to use do or does. Remember, for do we use for the subject plural and special for the subject I, and we use does for the third singular person. Okay, so we put here does. Does it have a food? Does it have a food? And here the answer is no, so we write no blank. We fill in the blank. Try to look at again the subject. We just match the subject in the question. Here in the question is the subject is it, so we just put again the subject it in the answer section, and we use again after the subject. What do you think, whether I use does or do? Here just match again in the interrogative sentence. Here is does. Just write again does. No, it does, but it's negative, right? No, so it's negative, so we use not after does, so we just use contraction, doesn't. No, it doesn't. Alright, next, number 2, blank, they have a money. Okay, we see the subject is they. Okay, you have to remember, you put do they have a money? And the answer yes. Here match again the subject they. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. We just match the subject they from the top and do here in the answer section. Do here. Yes, they do. We can't use the answer they don't or they does or they doesn't. It doesn't make sense, so we just put in the same as in the question. Okay, next, number 3. Blank, he have a car. Okay, yes, no question. Using for have, we use does. As we can see, the subject is he, so he is the third singular person. We use does for yes no question using for have, and the answer is no, he doesn't. We just use a contraction, doesn't. Does he have a car? No, he doesn't. Okay, number 4. Blank, we have a vegetable to cook. Okay, here the subject is we. Okay, it's easy, right? We just write, do we have a vegetable to cook? And the answer no. Okay, just match. No, we match again. Okay, and it's negative, so we use not. We don't. No, we don't. Okay, next, in the last sentence, blank, you have a nice shoes. Here the subject is you. We put again do you have a nice shoes? And the answer yes. Okay, here the question is, do you have a nice shoes? It means I asked you about your shoes, right? So do you have a nice shoes? And you answered yes. Here I, the subject I. Then yes, I do. Okay, it's easy, isn't it? We just remember about how to put do or does in the front, and we have to know how to match does or do with the subject. Okay, that was our practice. I hope you understand about this lesson, and I hope you always practice a lot of English with your friends or alone. And remember, if you have never practiced English, you can't use English well, or you can't speak English well. So keep practicing English every single day. Okay, I will see you in the next video.